In the quiet town of Marbury, nestled between rolling hills and endless fields, there was a railway station where trains passed but seldom stopped. It was here, on a misty morning, that Emma and Daniel first met. She was a nurse on her way to the city to start a new job, and he was an engineer traveling to oversee a railway expansion. Emma, with her bright eyes and warm smile, was everything Daniel didn't know he needed. And Daniel, with his quiet strength and thoughtful demeanor, was everything Emma never thought she'd find. Their meeting was serendipitous, a delay that kept them at the station longer than expected. They talked about their lives, their dreams, and the invisible weights they carried. Emma had spent years caring for others, never daring to dream for herself. Daniel, always on the move, longed for a place to call home. By the time the train arrived, they felt as if they had known each other forever. They exchanged addresses, promising to write, and over the months that followed, letters became their lifeline. In her letters, Emma shared stories of her patience, the joys and heartbreaks of her work. Daniel wrote about the tracks he laid, the places he traveled, and the emptiness he felt without her. They fell in love through ink and paper, their words weaving a bond stronger than steel. But life, like the tracks Daniel built, was unyielding. One winter, Emma wrote to Daniel, confessing that her father had fallen ill. She had to return to Marbury to care for him, leaving behind her job and the future she had planned. Daniel, meanwhile, was offered a prestigious position in a distant city, a chance to design the most ambitious railway of his career. When they finally met again, it was at the same station where their story had begun. The air was heavy with unspoken words. "Come with me," Daniel said, his voice trembling. "We can build a life together, Emma. Wherever I go, we'll go together." Emma's eyes filled with tears. "I can't, Daniel. My father needs me. I can't leave him now." "And I can't stay," Daniel replied, his voice breaking. "This job, it's everything I've worked for." They stood in silence, the rumble of an approaching train filling the air. "I love you," Emma whispered. "I love you too," Daniel said, his hand brushing hers one last time. The train arrived and Daniel boarded. As it pulled away, Emma stood on the platform, watching him disappear into the distance. Years passed. Emma stayed in Marbury, dedicating her life to caring for her father, and later, the townspeople who had come to rely on her. Daniel's name appeared in newspapers, his railways connecting cities and countries, but never the one where Emma lived. They never saw each other again, though the letters continued for a time. Eventually, they stopped, not because the love faded, but because life demanded their full attention. In their hearts, they remained like two parallel tracks, forever close, yet destined never to meet. And though their paths never crossed again, the memory of their love remained, a quiet hum in the background of their lives, like the distant sound of a train that had long since passed.